Alright, so, welcome to the first episode of Geeks and Ghosts. Yo, what's up? West Coast represented
By Lou.
Yo, and East Coast represented by
By
Kenny. Whoa! This is going to be like a horrible show, man. We're going to look back on this a couple years from now and be like, what the hell were we doing?
Yes, exactly.
Alright.
But if it actually works out, we can actually always say, look at where we started.
That's right. We started
So
at the bottom.
Yeah, we can either go top or we can go bottom.
I'd rather start down here and work our way up
I agree.
than fall over the cliff and hit rock bottom, which we'll probably do in a couple years.
Yes. We'll probably do that at the very beginning.
Yes.
Because I think what it is we're going to have to be looking for an identity. What are we going to do? Because I'm pretty sure the way we have it now, we're going to actually end up taking away some of this stuff the further we go.
Yeah, we'll find our niche, our little groove, and we'll get going.
But I think the stuff that will stay are all the cons.
What do you mean?
Comic cons.
Oh, yeah, that'll stick.
Paracons, the stuff that you get kicked out of that I'll be allowed into.
Ha! Well, on that note, let's give a kind of an overview of what we plan on doing, what this show is going to be about.
All right.
And for me, I'm going to cheat off my notes because I don't remember this shit raw. For me, I mean, basically we're geeks. We're total geeks. But we also like the paranormal stuff. All right, we're big into that. So we're going to talk about all things geeky and ghostly. We're going to talk about Comic Cons that we both attend, and Paracons that we both attend.
Or the ones that you can't attend that I can.
That too. Because there's a few, that I can't get into. I don't know why.
Yeah. You have to go undercover. I don't.
Right. But
I just my Mexican powers to sneak into everywhere. Because I have yet to pay for a con anywhere.
Well, that's because you play the race card. As soon as they ask you for money, you're like, yo, what are you doing with the Mexican thing, Why? Because I'm, I'm a different color and all that shit.
Exactly. The only place I can't sneak into are Comic Cons, but that's okay. But when it comes to Paracons, it's easy.
Yeah. Well,
I become a ghost.
You scare the white people.
Right.
It happens. But I mean, we're gonna talk about like what else? Gadgets and comic books and movie news, paradrama because that's always fun.
Or Facebook drama.
Facebook drama because that's a big part of what we do.
Yes.
We're gonna
getting sued.
What? Gettysburg, yeah.
Or getting sued, getting threatened to get sued.
Getting sued
by publishers
and authors and
yes.
all kinds of stuff. We're gonna be both serious and funny and screwed up.
Which will be all the time.
We're gonna try really hard not to suck.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna be funny. We're gonna be critical, and comical. We're gonna have once in a while we're gonna have serious discussions, and once in a while we might butt heads because we do that sometimes. Don't shake your head. I'll slap you.
Can't look. Missing.
What else?
That was too much for your candle.
We're not gonna pretend. We're not gonna pretend what we're not. Muppets.
DVD movie of the week.
Did you watch it?
No. I've had it here beside my bed for the past 3 weeks.
Oh, you suck.
Along with all of these, look. All of these movies.
Wow. You gotta
all
watch
given to us by our sponsor, Walmart.
Our unofficial, unsponsoring sponsor, Walmart.
Right.
Because we don't get shit from them.
Exactly.
But that's pretty much an overview. We're going to talk about like sci-fi and comics, ghosts, hauntings, UFOs, whatever, Bigfoot.
Name it, we're going to do it.
We're going to talk about it all because we're total fucking geeks. We also curse. We also drink.
Yes.
My unofficial sponsored drink is Captain Morgan tonight. So we'll get that.
Right now, mine is water because that's the closest thing to me.
Well, that's because you suck.
I'm too late to go to the kitchen.
Well, really?
Right now,
I didn't think you guys were lazy.
I'm lazy right now.
Also, put a disclaimer out there. We throw back and forth a lot of racial jokes.
Yes.
Don't get offended.
I'm not black.
I am not Puerto Rican. Just want to put
You're
that out
Italian.
there. Yes. So, I'm Algerian.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
So, we don't do the whole race thing. We have fun with it. Because we don't really care.
We don't.
We're good.
And we're not political. We're not religious. We're
Yes.
not going to talk about religion.
We're not. No religion, no politics.
No.
None at all. Strictly
Been known
fun
to
stuff.
break friends quicker than shit.
Yes. So, that's pretty much an overview of the show. And
Thank you. Goodbye.
Gone. Now, how about we do like an introduction? Because I'm sure there's going to be people watching the show and going, who the hell are these guys? Why should I listen to them? So, with that, I'm going to say, you introduce yourself. Tell people what you do and background, whatever.
I'm working on it, so I'll let you go first.
Son of a bitch. I knew you were going to do that.
We're in your country, so you got to go first.
Well, I am the white guy, so I'll go. I'll definitely go first. Okay. Let's see. Well, my name's Kenny Biddle. I run a blog called I Am Kenny Biddle, and it also has a video series of the same name. Total skeptic, and that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean I just don't believe anything, just because I don't believe anything. It means I ask a lot of questions and I require evidence and proof. Not so much proof, but more evidence in order to decide what to believe. What else did I do? I work as a independent photography consultant for MUFON, which is a mutual UFO network. I analyze a lot of photographs that come into them. I am one of the founding people, I guess you would call it, of a group called the Anomalous Research Society, and it's me and Sharon Hill, who is a brilliant scientist and excellent person to. She pretty much not negotiates. I don't know why I said that. She helps the public understand science, and it's really good. It's a good endeavor. I'm hoping that it takes off as much as I think it will. What else have I done? I've written for Skeptical Inquirer magazine, actually their newsletter, a few times. I constantly write. I constantly research. I put out a book called Orbs of Dust, which explained a lot of photographic anomalies. And that's about it. So, I hope that gave you enough time so you can work on your introduction, bitch. Because I'm going to leave it up to you. And I'm going to go away and let you talk.
Wait, no, you gotta listen to this.
Why?
I'm Lou on the West Coast. I'm not a skeptic and I'm not a believer. I like to cross that fine line. I won't discount people's experiences, but I won't accept their evidence. I'm an applicant to the Royal Society of London, which has been around since 1640. But there's something that they say that I think Kenny and I do follow. They have a motto that we both believe in. In nullius in verba, which means take nobody's word for it. So that's what we basically do. Nobody's word for it, even though he's a skeptic and he probably would confirm me as a believer, but I hate the word believer and I hate the word skeptic. But I try to go that fine line in between. I have been a reader of Kenny's books and a subscriber to some of the magazines that he's been a part of, but I'm also known as the Mexican in many of his I Am Kenny Biddle hate tirades at times. So, but we both have a common interest. His is trying to make everybody, or both of us is trying to make sure that everybody, when they present something, make sure that they've killed everything out of the way that we can't, what would be the word that I'm looking for? That it's not a hoax, or that we can find a way for it. 1 second. What do you want me to do?
Seriously? Seriously? We're in the middle of our show?
What? I know. It's a rough.
You're
Here.
in the middle of your introduction.
Hey. Okay, we're good.
All right. Sorry, audience. That was technical difficulties.
Yeah, this is a pre-season. This is only our warm-up, so we can do shit like that, but it won't happen in the future.
Whatever.
So that's who I am. And of course, I'm going to work on it better, but I am a Royal Society applicant. I did send in my application. I'm pretty sure they're going to deny it.
What the hell is that?
You've never heard of the Royal Society, of a Royal Science Society?
No. No. Tell me
It
about
it is the oldest scientist or scientific group that's in the world right now. It's been around since 1660.
We have to work on your English.
You be quiet.
Okay.
And so, but they've been around, and therefore improving natural knowledge. They just deal with science. They take nobody's word for it.
Are you reading that off the website? You look like you're just reading it off the screen in front of you.
I'm not reading shit off the website. I'm looking at you.
You're such a cheater. All right. Well, that's cool though. That's cool. What was the process? You just fill out an application?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fill out an application, and well, let's take it back a bit. I filled out an application to work with him.
Well, as soon as they get down the race, you know you're getting denied.
Yeah. As soon as I figure out this guy has no science background, then that's it. But it's in my. I can put it in whatever.
In your what? Your resume? Because that's going to get you a job.
Hey, I can put it there.
Okay.
I can put
that. You know what?
Too.
That would work. Because if I was an employer and looking at your resume and saw that, I would definitely ask about that, because that would be interesting to me.
Yeah, doesn't mean I'll get anywhere with it, but
No.
I do like that group. If you go on their site, they have a lot of interesting things.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check it out.
But I think their motto is the best. Take no one's word for it.
That's
and basically what I was listening to them, because they have like a video you can watch so often, and what one of them said was, and it made so much sense, and I know you would love this aside from that motto, and they said, if you have evidence of anything, if all you have is words, then you have nothing.
yes.
Right? And in this case, if you want to apply it to the paranormal, if all you have is words, blurry pictures, video that is all pixelated like we are right now, then we have nothing.
Right. What's with the dogs?
Huh?
What's with the dogs?
I don't know. It's outside.
That's all I can hear is the dogs.
Hey, shut up. There you go.
Hey. Well, that sounds good. And you know what? That's a great. I like that line. Take no one's word for it. That's perfect.
It is.
And that's the way it should be.
And they are also our unofficial sponsor.
I'm good with that. You know what? You should get a logo. Pull a logo off, and we'll put it under our at the end of the video, and then edit in unofficial sponsors.
The unofficial, unofficial.
Yes, something like that.
Yes.
But that's cool, because I mean, you should question everything. You should not take someone's word for it, because how do you know? You know what? One of the things that bothers me, I hate when I get into a debate, usually on Facebook, and the person says, "Trust me, I know what I'm talking about," and this and that. And this is like the first time I've ever talked to this person. I have no idea who they are, and I'm supposed to trust them. And that's not something that I do, and I don't think anybody should do that. You should never trust somebody that you don't know.
What if it's somebody you do know?
I trust them to a certain extent, but I'm still going to verify what they tell me. You
Let's say,
know?
for example, the one of the episodes that I told you, the whole walking across the
Right.
hallway of the second floor. Would you trust me?
No. And it's not. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's not a matter of trust in there, because it's your
I'm not-
perception. It's your perception of what happened, and to you, you really believe that you saw something or you experienced something, and I trust that. I trust that you experienced something you don't understand. So that's as far as the trust thing goes. After that, it's, well, let's see what else there could be, because you might be missing something. There might be something you didn't notice or you didn't know at the time that maybe I can help with.
Yeah.
You know?
And again,
then,
it goes back to that model.
yeah, exactly. I'm not going to take your word for it that what you think happened is really what happened.
And what's funny is if somebody came up to me and told me the same thing, I'd be the same way. Even though I'd be saying, that's interesting. But
Right.
did you look at everything? And even if they said we did everything and there was nobody there was no shaking in the house, I'm not going to, it's one of those that comes down to, I wasn't there.
Right.
If you say that would happen, fine. I'm not going to trust it, but this is what you have, what you experienced.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that even as when I was a hardcore believer, because you were at one time, I think, a hardcore believer as well. It's one of those that I wouldn't take no for it. There's just no way I would. It is what it is, and if you like it, oh well.
Right.
But after a while, you have to really be open to the whole thing. It comes back to that 110% rule that I told you. It has to be so good that there's no way anybody can discount it.
Right. You need to cover your bases. If you're going to present something, then first thing you should do is ask yourself all the questions. Like, is this real? How do you know? You should ask yourself these questions and think about what other people are going to ask you. Okay, so when you come to somebody like me, who's going to ask a lot of questions, you're prepared for it. So if you just present something at face value and are not prepared with any supporting evidence or background information, you're going to look silly. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Almost like one guy who told me that, and I think I've mentioned this to you, but it's one of those where he said, if you got poked or on an investigation, that you could turn around, let's say you got poked on your right shoulder behind you, you could turn around and you could punch the ghost and you would knock him out. And yeah, and I said, why would you come to that conclusion? And their reply was because it's at that very moment that the ghost has solidified themselves enough that you could punch him and knock him out. And I said, that makes absolutely no sense at all. There's no way to prove it.
There's no way.
I mean, you'd see him every once in a while at an investigation just suddenly turn around and take a swing at something that wasn't there, which is why I stopped investigating with this guy.
That's funny. All of a sudden, like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to be around him because who knows if I was behind him and Mr. Jokester of a ghost said, I'm going to tap him, then I'm going to get out of here so quick he's going to knock out Lou right behind him.
Right.
So I was done.
Yeah, that's silly. I mean,
But he believed in it. It's all these crazy little beliefs that make no sense.
yeah, and it's so hard to rationalize some of them. You know, to talk to them and say, there's other reasons why this could happen. They don't want to hear it because the beliefs are so ingrained in people that they don't want to hear what you have to say.
Well, there's always also that. Fine example. Let's go to Gettysburg. Sykes Bridge.
Is that your segue?
That's a segue.
Okay.
Right in there.
That's segue into our main topic for
That's
tonight.
right.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you went to Gettysburg
Yes.
this past weekend,
Yes, I did.
if I'm correct. And you witnessed, I guess, an investigation by some local Gettysburg tour group over on Sykes Bridge Now, mind you, Sachs Bridge back in 1863 was used by the rebel army, the Confederates, to retreat after they lost the Battle of Gettysburg on the third day. The original Sachs Bridge was destroyed, I think, in a fire and a flood. After that was done, they rebuilt the bridge and used parts of the old bridge and incorporated it into the new bridge. So now let's go back to what Mr. Biddle witnessed.
Wow.
So apparently
You
there were
totally
him
read
and
that off the screen. You totally read that off the screen.
so
Good.
no, look right at you. And so thank you for ruining the moment, man. I was on a roll.
Well, you just went into like casual talking Lou to I'm reading off the screen because I'm not moving at all.
No, I was looking right at the camera because I know.
Sure you were.
So anyway, so he was on this bridge with a friend.
With a friend.
And they witnessed this moment with a group telling them that apparently there's a ghost by the name of Mr. Tennessee who, if you leave a smoking or a burning cigarette, or smoking, whatever you want to say, on one of the railings of the bridge, and you ask him to take a puff or he'll smoke out of it, and apparently they did this, and if they even ask him to knock it off the railing, it will. Now, you can go from there.
That's basically, yeah. I was there with a friend of mine, and I'm gonna totally plug her, Sharon Hill from DoubtfulNews.com. We met there for to talk a little bit about some projects, and we're exploring Sachs Bridge, and she's sitting down by the wall, and I walked away. I came back. I'm snapping pictures, and she's going like, "Come here, come here." So I go over, and she's like, "They're talking to a cigarette." I'm like, whoa, what? She's like, "Yeah, they're trying to get a ghost to smoke a cigarette." So I walked up to them, and pretty much what you said. I asked them what they were doing, and they said that there's supposed to be a ghost there called Mr. Tennessee, and that he smokes a cigarette if you put it on the railing. And I asked, like, what's going on? How'd you find out about this? They watched a video, and they showed me a video. And the video was from one of the tours in Gettysburg that took them out to Sachs Bridge. So in the video, you see a tour guide actually talking to them, lights up a cigarette, and puts it on the railing. And the big problem is that the railing, it's a metal railing. So, all right, so it's a tube. It's a rounded tube, and they're putting this straight cigarette on the tube. They're balancing it. And you can see that they had to balance it. And as it burned down, they were asking questions saying, "Come on, Mr. Tennessee, take a drag, do this, or spin it around, move it towards the bridge." And the first time, it actually rolls off the railing, which is not surprising because, like I said, it's a round tube, and they have a straight cigarette balancing on it, and it just rolled off. I'm going to jump in here real quick and just show the picture here. This is exactly where they balance it, right where that arrow is pointing. Well, then they thought it was flicking, the ghost was flicking the cigarette off. So they were all like, "Oh, let's do it again, let's do it again." And it continues. I think it was like 4 or 5 times the cigarette fell off the railing. But the cigarette's lit, it's burning down, and as it burns down, the weight distribution changes as it's balanced on the railing, so it rolls off. It did spin a few times. Like, instead of being straight, it would actually like move like this. And that was a little weird, and I wanted to check it out. So last weekend I went down to Gettysburg, had a cigarette, and I filmed it. And I found a couple things. One was that the railing is actually on a downward slope. Okay, so when it comes off the bridge, it actually goes downhill. So it's already on a slant. You put the cigarette on there, and as I was doing that, I found that it was pretty hard to balance it. It's not easy. It's a round tube, so you're only getting a very small, like, fraction of surface connection there. Surface connection? Yeah.
Yes.
Where the cigarette sits on the pole. So there's not much there. And while doing this, also noticed that there's a nice slight breeze coming up and passing the bridge. And that is enough. Where are you going?
I'm right here.
All right, stop moving around. You're screwing with me.
Hey, keep going.
All right. So the slight breeze. I mean, if you ever held a cigarette, it's only a couple ounces. I think it actually. I did look it up, and the weight of a single cigarette is about. I believe it's 0.4 ounces. So it's not much.
Remember we talked about that. It doesn't. Remember that we talked about it. It doesn't take much to make a cigarette.
Exactly. If you put it on a table and just breathe like out your nose regularly, it can move the cigarette. Doesn't take much. And because the railing's already on a downward incline, and you're balancing the cigarette on there, the slight breeze, it makes it turn. And I did it a whole bunch of times. I probably did it like 20 times. Just put the cigarette on there, and sometimes it was a few seconds, sometimes it took like 30 seconds. But it would eventually turn. And not only is the breeze responsible, but it's also just because of the balancing and because the railing's facing downward. It's not level, it's facing down.
Let's not forget where the bridge is located. It's also located between like a tiny little ravine.
Yes.
Where it's a good outlet for the wind to go through. Now, Gettysburg at times can be busy, can be a little bit windy, so it doesn't really take much. You know what I mean? It's like, as I mentioned, if we could do our same experiment on that bridge and put it on the tip of our nose and tell Mr. Tennessee or whoever, hey, shoot this off of my nose, and if it falls off, what's to say he didn't do it?
Right. So, yeah, that happened. Wait, you're still talking. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I did that a few times. Found it was real easy. When it rolled off, 9 times out of 10, it rolled off backwards, which is what most of the videos that I checked on also demonstrated. It wanted to roll off the other side of the railing. Not the side that I was on, but on the other side. This is another view of the railing, and if you look behind it, there's another issue that's coming up that we're going to talk about right about now. So another thing that really bothered me, and I know it bothered you, so I'm gonna give a short description of what I saw, and then I'm gonna let you go off on your little tangent, because I know you got some anger issues with this. When I've seen the tour do it, okay, I've seen videos of the tour do it. I haven't actually attended the tours yet. I'm going to. I plan on doing. But I did meet somebody in Gettysburg that attended their tour, and I've seen several videos of this tour demonstrating this cigarette trick at the bridge, okay? And when I went and did it this last weekend, and the first time that the cigarette fell over the railing, and I went and picked it up, is when I noticed on the other side of this railing, where the cigarette fell, there was probably, I would estimate, about 200 cigarette butts just sitting there. And it was just this spot where the video's been filmed, where a bunch of videos have been filmed of this ghost thing, okay? There wasn't anything on the other side, there wasn't any down, because if you actually go down the path, the railing continues down into like a weird wheelchair accessible ramp.
So you're saying all these cigarette butts are located at one spot only, not throughout anywhere else, but just at one spot.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna insert the picture into the video for editing. So with the power of editing, I'm gonna boom. If you take a close look, you can see all the orange, yellow cigarette butts all over the place here. I tried to highlight them as best I could, but as you can see, there's a ton of them. We're gonna come back here. But in the picture that you're going to see, that you should be seeing now, I've pretty much taken all the color out except for the yellow/orange of the cigarette butts, so you can actually see them. They stand out more. But there's literally, I would estimate, about 200 cigarette butts in this little section of where the railing is, and it's just, it pissed me off seeing that. And I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna let you give your opinion on this. Okay? Now don't hold back. We're not on any network. We don't have any filters. you can say whatever you want to say. So it's all you.
Here we go. I ghost hunt. Not all the time, but I ghost hunt. And the one place I don't ghost hunt are battlefields. Gettysburg specifically. And I've told Kenny in the past, I don't ghost hunt because out of respect for what these people died for. Regardless of what side they were on, I just won't ghost hunt that location. Yes, I'm being hypocritical because I'm going into homes or mental hospitals looking for ghosts over there. But I could care less. The ones that matter to me are the ones, because I'm a fellow veteran, and I understand what it is that they went through, seeing combat and understanding what you put on the line. I've only ghost hunted Gettysburg once, and I know this is going to sound weird what I'm about to say, but this was around 3 years ago, and even before I did that, I kind of asked for permission with the spirits if they're out there. I said, I just want to do this one time, and that was it. That was like 20 minutes, and it was out in an open field. I didn't leave cigarette butts anywhere. And this was my problem with the paranormal, especially here at Gettysburg. This place is such a time-honored location where over 51,000 people either died or were wounded. There's blood everywhere on this ground. And they've reduced it to being just this phenomenology type of thing that they hold there once a year into, hey, let's go look at this ghost. Why not just leave them alone if they're there and just honor them for what they've done? Honor the park, honor what they've done. Then you go to this bridge that, again, the Confederates, when they left, it's considered more of a Confederate loss than anything, where they put so much into this battle. They lost, they left, they cried, and they left on this bridge, which was their retreat. Now you downgraded it by saying, look, we're going to make this man of honor, if he's there, make him do cigarette tricks for us, like if he's some type of pony. Here, take a smoke, and if you don't smoke this, then we're not going to bring you anymore, which is in one of their videos on YouTube. They're literally threatening this person, again, if he's there, who's done more than these people probably ever have, and tell him, if you don't perform for us in front of these tourists, we're not bringing you no more cigarettes. They do this over and over again, and then you see on top, which I've seen these pictures, and they're literally littering a historic site, an important historic site. And as I mentioned once before, my son's part of the Boy Scouts, and there's a rule that they follow, that whenever they've gone to a campsite, they've always followed, before we leave, we have to leave the campsite better than what we found it when we got here, which means they police everything. They don't leave any trash either from them or from the previous campers, so when you come back to that area, it's pristine, it's gorgeous. These people obviously don't have that sense in them that all they care about is, pay me your $20, I'm going to take it, they're going to make this poor man perform for us, he's going to do this trick for us, and meanwhile, when we're done, we're just going to leave the cigarette here because more likely I don't smoke, so why should I take it with me? You see what I'm saying? It's just a waste of time. They shouldn't be doing that at this location at all. Like I said, I know I'm being hypocritical, but I don't care. It's these type of places where people have done things, you know. Like I said, they've put their lives on the line, they've lost their lives, and to me that's hollow ground. And it shouldn't be reduced to, let's go hunting for it, or even a lot of ghost hunters say, well, we're doing it out of respect, and we're going to honor these men and women, but meanwhile we're here, perform for us and move this shovel or take a drag out of this cigarette. And these people are fuckers, as far as I'm concerned. A bunch of goddamn fuckers, because they don't know what it is to lace up their boots. And if you did lace up your boots and they're out there doing this, then they're disrespecting their own brothers and sisters because they've forgotten what it is to do this shit, you know. So pisses me off when I think about it. Yes. And this right here is where that picture that you can put on is, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yes. You know? Yeah. Why you said that's great. That's a segue into, that's going to be one of our segments. One of our awards. That's our I guess our main award right now is going to be the What the Fuck Were You Thinking award.
Or there's a new one that I found, and it's called Stop Being a Cunt.
Okay, let's not use that one, okay? We've already had to talk about the C word.
Hey,
Don't
that was
use
a good
that.
word.
No.
Huh?
Alright, I admit, when you used it the first time, it was good, but nobody that's going to be watching this has any idea what we're talking about, so we're not going to use it. Stop.
It involves a female psychic that he had. No.
Stop it.
You said we can't stop.
I'll edit you out.
No, you can't do that because it's part of it. So he brought on a psychic who he was trying to be really nice with, and she ended up not agreeing with some of the stuff that he did. And why is it every time Kenny gets involved in something, I'm the one who ends up getting sued?
Because you're Mexican.
Well,
Jesus. So
I called her a cunt, and then I
Jesus.
text message Kenny and I told him, hey, just to let you know on your Facebook, I'm sorry for what happened. I didn't mean it, but it just happened in the heat of the moment. So apparently Kenny was under the that he had at that time. He was fixing a transmission or something. And he ran over to his Facebook. Next thing you know, it's, whoa, 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 everybody hold off a moment. It was too late.
It was too late. Too late. Okay then, moving on. So yeah, and you know what? Something else we need to touch on with this Gettysburg thing. I did some filming because I do videos for my I Am Kenny Biddle page, and so I tried to do some filming, in between people walking across the bridge because I feel stupid talking to a camera when there's people watching.
Yes.
But one of the points I wanted to make was that I recreated the conditions of these videos that I saw as best I could. And the only thing I didn't do was light the cigarette. For two reasons. One, I don't smoke, so I can't stand it. So I didn't light it. But the second one is that I didn't light it because this is a old wooden bridge. Okay?
Exactly.
And these people are lighting these cigarettes and putting on the railing and letting them fall down, and they're leaving them there. And, I mean, the pictures that I have are evidence of that, because they're just laying there. Now, come fall, when we get the leaves falling, dry branches, dry leaves that are piling up, that are blowing away, blowing all around and piling up there, all you need is one cigarette that's not out, that falls down, and the ghost hunters or, the tour goers, and they're all giddy because they think Mr. Tennessee is smoking their freaking cigarette, and they're thinking, oh great, it flicked it off again, and they walk away without putting it out. Because obviously they don't pick up their shit. All it takes is one lit cigarette to light that shit up, and then spreads to the bridge, boom. Before you know it, Sachs covered bridge is reduced to ashes.
And then whatever original parts that were there from the original battle are now forever gone.
Gone.
And on top of it, it's not like the fire marshal in Pennsylvania or Gettysburg can say, come with me, Mr. Ghost, I'm going to arrest you and put you... Really? I mean, and that's the other thing that I brought up to Kenny when we were talking about this, or when he told me about it. And I go, you're putting at risk this bridge. And it's a gorgeous bridge.
Yes.
That Kenny had to show me how to get it because I couldn't find it the first time I was there. Because it's not on the part of the tour.
No, don't lie. The street signs are in English and you can't read them.
No, they're not. They were upside down. And so anyway, Mr. Tennessee had flipped them around to keep me away from there.
Whatever.
So, but still, the point is, all it takes is one leaf to catch fire. And that leaf can, just imagine just one leaf after one leaf, eventually leading its way up to probably a vulnerable part of that bridge, and it's gone.
Yeah,
so
it's completely irresponsible for this tour to take people out there and do this with cigarettes. Because, I mean,
it may not be just this one tour. It may just be other people, but we don't know. But the thing is, they're at the location. You've seen YouTube video on it. So we're going to make it our point to get a hold of either the Gettysburg Museum or whoever's in charge of that location and say, hey, this is what's going on.
Right.
You guys go over there and check this out because this is absolutely nonsense. I mean, if you want to do your ghost tours and you want to do all that, fine. I've been on the tours. That I will say. I've been on the tours. My daughter wanted to go on there. She wanted to see because she's seen it on TV. I'm saying, sure, we'll go do tours. And all it was just a bunch of history and storytelling and, supposed ghosts here, which is fine. It wasn't actually going investigating, but you want to do that, fine. But when you start polluting locations like this, it's when the state starts to say, we're going to kick you out of here. And now it's going to become off limits to everybody. Thank you, paranormal people who are screwing it up for us.
And you know what? I want to clarify that too. I mean, like you said, there are tours out there that focus on the history, and the main focus is the history, and then a little bit of ghost story,
Yeah,
and
and it
that's
makes it
great.
interesting.
That's a classic ghost tour, and that's fine. That's good. I love them, and I'll definitely go on those and promote them because I like those kind of things, you know. But now I'm seeing a paradigm shift where the ghost tours are being taken over by groups, and the ghost hunting groups and paranormal investigators are taking over, and they're offering tours with all kinds of gadgets that have no supporting evidence that they work, and promoting evidence that is not evidence, and
Well,
and
not even that. They're taking people, just
yes,
people who are first timers, let's call them, and they take them to a location and they give them the little, the rave light machine, and they're just telling them if this light lights up, you have a rave party of ghosts all around you,
right,
and they won't know. They're just gonna go exactly because supposedly the person that they're talking to or who they paid to show them a good time knows what he's talking about.
right.
So they'll go home and they'll start saying, look, there was this ghost here and it was General something and blah, blah, blah. They won't know that. It'll be whatever the ghost tour, what the tour guide tells them it is.
Right.
And they'll believe it.
Because
Like,
they're a ghost hunting group. You know, they present themselves as paranormal investigators, so they look like an authority. You know, and these people are going to listen to them because they paid them. They look professional. They have signs all over the frickin' place. You know, they have equipment coming out their ass that they really don't know what it does. And they when they explain it, they sound technical, but it really, when you know what they're talking about, when you know what you're talking about, it sounds like garbage. But they present themselves, and this is the big thing. This is the big thing that they're going out like, and I blamed earlier a tour for going out and doing a cigarette trick, and I'm blaming them because the videos that I see are from this tour, and then the people that I meet and I've spoken to that are doing this cigarette trick found these videos or took this tour and they're doing it themselves. They're copying what they saw on the tour. So it all comes back to that. Okay? And these tour groups that are run by ghost hunting groups present themselves as professionals. You know, the best in the business, the pros, they're like these big shot researchers, and they do everything by the book, and they look at everything, they know everything. And just seeing how they demonstrate this cigarette trick shows how much bullshit they push. Because there's absolutely no research, there's no science, there's no common sense or critical thinking, there's nothing involved in this. It's completely made up. And they're taking everything at face value. There's no science in it whatsoever. And then what they're doing is taking this little like novelty, which is basically what it is. It's a novelty, a trick. And they're just demonstrating for people that pay them money to go on this. The people that pay them money because they think they're experts, that they know what they're doing, when they don't. And not only are they bullshitting their customers, but they're potentially creating a fire hazard that's going to take out a historical structure. You know, and it's sad to say, but I really see it coming. After seeing it this weekend and seeing how many cigarette butts were there, and seeing all the videos, because there's a lot of videos of people doing this.
and it's going to happen. It's one of those stories. It's one of those stories where, like this morning, let's say we live next door to each other, and I walk up to you and I tell you, "Hey, did you see the bear walking in our neighborhood?" And you're like, "No, what bear?" "Not like the bear that was walking." You're like, "No." And then as soon as we walk away, you're gonna see a fucking bear following you all over the damn place because why it suddenly came up. And this is what's gonna happen now. Unfortunately, I'm hoping I'm wrong, but
Right.
I think that's what's gonna end up happening. We're gonna have this bear suddenly appear, and everybody's gonna wonder how did this happen. And I guarantee you the paranormal community or the ones who are always there will say, "Oh, not us. Who could
Right.
it possibly have been?" But it really, even if it was paranormal group A that started it, but paranormal's group B through Z are still doing it, all of them are responsible because Group A introduced it, and the rest of them decided let's all do it, and they all followed it. They're all equally responsible.
Right. I agree. I agree. And that's it. You're exactly right. They're all responsible because they're all doing it, and none of them are thinking about the consequences of their actions.
Exactly, because when I've gone to Gettysburg, I go for the history. I absolutely love it. In fact, you and I talked about, even though it was maybe a 30-minute talk, but we talked about buying that one hotel that was in the middle of the battlefield so we could rent it out ourselves. But, of course, we don't have that kind of money.
Not yet. You know, after our show takes off, we're going to be like rock stars. So
Billionaires, exactly. We'll have our own stars on the Hollywood fame.
Not you, just me.
No. I'd always go pee on your star anyway.
The star's going to say Kenny Biddle and the Mexican.
Hey, I'm fine with that.
That's good.
So, but this rant brought to you by Kenny's favorite drink.
Rum.
There you go.
Captain Morgan. Woo! Love that stuff. You know, that pretty much takes care of the ghost part of our show. Any geek news that you know of? Let's see, what else? What do I know? The last I heard of Star Wars, filming has resumed. It looks like Harrison Ford recovered from his injury. Yeah, and they're back to filming. So that's awesome. I cannot. What do you think? What do you think now? Here's. Let me set it up for you. Disney owns it, and it's going to be all new cast except for what the 3-4 main characters. I think actually.
They're all coming back.
They're Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, Anthony Daniels. They're the ones that are
coming back. I think is Lando Calrissian.
You,
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. You think he's coming back too?
No.
No? He should. No. He should.
He should, but I think he kind of shot himself in the foot because he was trying to pitch to them that he wanted that they should bring Lando back and that he should have a daughter. All right?
All right.
And that his daughter should be a Jedi also.
Why not?
And I don't think they liked that idea, and that was it.
But are you in? But what?
No, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
What do you think? What's your anticipation? Do you have high expectations? Are you excited for it, or are you nervous because Disney is now taking over? Has now taken over and is in charge.
That's a multi question that requires multi answers.
Well, I'm here.
So here we go.
We have another like 10 minutes, at least.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
The first original 3 movies that came out back in the 70s by George Lucas were great.
Agreed.
Then came parts 1 and 2.
Sucked.
And part 3 was kind of close to what the originals were. Star Wars by itself was given great life by George Lucas, and I think in my personal view, he literally almost destroyed the whole thing by himself again with the last. You know, he was like, Jesus Christ, I'm here to save you, and now all of you will die.
Yes.
and when had George Lucas been in charge of making this next movie, I don't know if I'd go watch it. I really don't know because I refuse to buy the numbers, you know, part 1, 2, because of what he did. I bought part 3 because I thought that was the closest to being the original 3 that came out.
Okay, look. First of all, no. Interjection. Do not call them parts. They are not parts. They are episodes. Now we can go.
They're parts concerning those parts. When it's 1 and 2, they're parts because they're horrible for what they did. Take that off. But with Abrams, the way he resurrected Star Trek, and you got to say he did a really damn good job with Star Trek.
He did awesome. Yeah.
He resurrected what a lot of consider was a dead franchise. Okay.
Okay.
And I don't think Star Wars is dead, but it could have been had George Lucas continued. So I have high hopes for what he's going to do with this one.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen that? I mean, they showed parts of the new X-wing fighter. I wasn't too thrilled about it. But what I thought was really cool were the new Stormtrooper uniforms.
Yes. Yes.
They looked really, really awesome. To a certain extent, they kind of reminded me of, and I know you're not going to agree, but this last RoboCop where they redid the whole face mask or the whole, it almost kind of sort of in a way they could be melded into the same universe. Just
Okay.
paint his
Yeah.
white and you wouldn't know. Another thing, here's a trivia, and I told you about this, but you didn't know. In Abrams' movie of Star Trek, the two that he created, R2-D2 appears in both of those movies. You just need to find him. He appears in the first part right after Kirk's dad dies, and you start seeing all that junk being swept into the Romulan ship. One of them is R2-D2. He shows up. And I think on the second one, there's a scene where the camera comes from behind the Enterprise, and you see, comes over it until it hits the front. Well, as it's coming from behind, and you look at we'll call it the turntable of the universe, the back end of the Enterprise.
You like
You're
the
gonna
back
see,
end.
you're gonna see an R2 unit, like if he was on the X-wing, also doing the same thing.
Nice.
On back end, but you gotta really look for him. He shows up, I think, a total of 3 or 4 times in the movie, but they're so hard to find that Abrams himself, as he said, he's in there more than what you think.
Sweet.
So there's another part where there's an R2 unit being loaded in the background while Kirk and Spock are talking. I think it's in the first movie where Kirk is telling Spock, you need to get me on that ship. Just when everybody's being told we need to take off and they're arguing you can't leave, blah, blah, blah. In the background, there's an R2 unit that's being loaded onto a ship. So, but he's done everything so far that if you really look for it, you'll see him. But he's back there.
Cool.
And that's the geek news for the week.
Sweet.
Shawam!
You have to say that every time. That's your total catchphrase for the geek of the week.
Shawam.
Now you're gonna forget.
No, because we're just saying, what was that word? And then every time we're going to replay to the end of this one. And, it's that word, shawam.
Yep.
So it's a mix between Shazam and then that sandwich that the Avengers were eating at the end of the movie.
Shawarma?
Shawarma. Shawarma.
Shawarma.
There we go. A new word appearing in your next thesaurus.
Sweet. All right, so let's see. We got a couple minutes left. We can do like another. Like, what are you doing?
Nothing.
All right, we got a good like 8 minutes left. What else you want to talk about? We did that. We did everything we were supposed to talk about tonight. What do you got? Is that the Imperial probe droid? Show that. Geeks will go crazy on that. Look at that thing. That's so purty.
Big as my head.
That is so awesome.
Check this. Wait. If I can find it here in the dark until I get my studio part running. Oh, here we go. Oh, right, wrong side.
Nice. That is awesome.
All this can be yours for only $279 with 6 payments.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah, you're gonna edit that part out.
Okay.
But but I'm waiting for the R2-D2 unit that's coming out in December.
Yes. I have several R2-D2s.
Yes, me too.
Several.
And a couple of the ones you and I have the same ones.
What do we have? I have.
We have remote control R2-D2 unit.
Yeah. I have a little
That one.
USB drive.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those. And then we have the phone. Or do you have the phone R2-D2?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we have that.
I have the phone. I have the remote control one, or voice activated.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that. I have, what else do I have? I have The USB one, I have, this is a scale model. Came in a set with 3PO. And then, what else do I have?
You have those?
I have this guy. Slightly bigger.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. I have,
And the R2D2.
yes.
Yeah, we have those two.
Yeah. No, you don't. You don't have them.
Yeah, we do. Remember, my daughter worked at Disneyland. Hello.
Whatever. Hate you. So yeah. What else do I have? Oh, handy lightsaber. You don't
Yes,
have
I have
one.
mine as well.
You don't have one of them.
Yeah, it's in
No,
the
you
garage.
No, you don't.
Behind you. We're still unpackaging stuff here.
Whatever. That's
Whatever.
right, because you just moved into a brand new home.
New home.
Nice.
So pretty soon, once it all gets done and we figure out where everything's going, this background won't be here. It'll be something different.
Good, because it's really boring. I don't like looking
Yeah,
at it.
that right there's the window. And that might have been a weed plant you saw growing out there in front.
Yeah. Now it's all dark. I don't see anything anymore.
Nope.
I have a nice background. I have a bunch of good books, science books, Carl Sagan, Ben Radford, Joe Nickell. And then I have, well, I'm surrounded by all my stuff in my office. You want a tour? I'll give you a tour.
No, I've already done the tour. No, thank you.
No, you're getting a tour.
Fuck you.
There, look at all that. Don't curse.
I would, except there's a problem. It's all pixelated.
You're pixelated. You have to
Look,
wait.
look, pixelated. Oh, look. It looks like mashed potatoes are on the wall. Everywhere.
You look like mashed potatoes.
Look, more mashed potatoes.
All right, done. You're done.
Oh, what
I'm not
happened
showing
there?
you anymore.
It's the tunnel of light.
That's because everything's in English. You can't understand it. Shut up.
Whatever. Shut up.
All right, so what are we gonna? Let's see. What are we gonna talk about next time? We can do. We have. Oh, there's a phone app that we didn't get to talk about,
And we were talking about the floating kitty cat.
and the floating kitty cat video. Yes. You saw that? I saw the video. Horrible
Yes.
video.
Our friend Anna Hill brought that to us.
Yes. And I have, well, I heard about it through a little conversation I have with Mr. Let's see, Topher Young, Takei, and Angela. Those two run Beyond Bullshit and Paranormal Bullies. And then Topher Young runs Worst Paranormal. And
I guess I'm a paranormal bully, huh?
you are. You're a bully. You know why? Because you question. If you ask a question, if you challenge somebody on their evidence, you, my friend, my Mexican, are a bully.
Also because I've been threatened to be sued by 3 people.
Is that it?
Yeah. But I tend to piss off pretty big people.
You do. You do. But you know what? You're usually justified. Like, I laugh when you go off on that because I'm the one that usually does like a rant where somebody pisses me off. I'll do a video and curse them out, but I hardly ever name them just because I don't want to be threatened to be sued. I mean, I don't care if they do because I don't have much they can take from me. But wow. It takes a lot to get you that pissed off, I think. Usually you just let it roll off, you laugh at them, you make fun, and you move on. Because, I mean, seriously, in the years that I've known you, you've been serious like 4 times. In that. Maybe 5. Maybe. Everything else, you're totally goofy and silly and totally inappropriate, which I love. That's why we hang out all the time.
Yes.
But when you do get pissed off, it is fun to watch. Because it's fun, because you're so creative with the way you get back at the people. It's beautiful. I love it. I have respect for it.
The other thing is that I don't think we mentioned about what we're going to do with the show is we're gonna try going to haunted locations, although if we're together or if we're separate.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try somehow do a supposed live from this location. Well, at that moment anyway, just something different than from wherever else has been done. Mind you, we'll probably go do some ghost hunting over there.
Yeah.
You'll like it, so will I, because I don't want to get kicked out because of you.
I'll be good.
That's a lie already.
Whatever. Shut up. Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
to let you all know, Tombstone is in the works. I put it out there now.
Yes. Tombstone is in the works. We are going to both fly out to Tombstone for a weekend. And
Yes.
we're going to investigate a certain photograph that was taken there. What else have we got? Well, if we get back to Kentucky, hopefully, you know, Mid-South Conference comes back. And we get a chance to go back out there, because that's always fun.
Yes, we're gonna have to do that mental hospital if we can.
Yeah, that would be
But
fun
I'm
to
not
do.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't.
I'm gonna try to see if I can capture some voices or something.
Yeah, go ahead and try. I'm sure you will, and I bet you one of them sounds like me.
Oh no, because you're gonna be in the background the whole time.
Yep, going.
You hear me? I'm right here, right next to you. I'm gonna
Ghosts
go, I'm like,
don't like Mexicans.
oh, you want tacos?
Let's see. I don't know when this will be up, but I'm gonna mention this anyway.
I am the ghost of Taco Past. I want tacos.
Yeah, I know I want tacos.
I'm the ghost of burrito present.
Alright, shut up. Let me talk. Come back. September 27th is Paranormal Journeys Expo. It's here in, where is it? Horsham, PA. They had one last year. It was their first one. It's pretty much an outside expo. I'm going to be speaking there. I'm going to be speaking about, with another gentleman, we're going to be speaking about getting more science and critical thinking into the paranormal community. And, you know, some easy steps, some baby steps into getting that done.
I will try to go, but if I can't, I'll try to go somewhere else.
Okay, fair enough.
But here's a tip: if you're ever flying anywhere in the country, the time for your tickets to be at their cheapest is 6 weeks out from the day that you fly.
6 weeks out. Okay, well, I don't think you have
Just,
6 weeks.
I'm just putting that out there for our loving audience that we might not have, but if they don't listen to anything, they'll listen to these little stupid little tips that we say.
They're not going to listen to anything we have to say. What else is there? I'm actually, this weekend, I have an opportunity to interview a prominent and very respected and kind of the rock star of the paranormal skeptical. What?
Ghost hunters.
No, shut up.
Sorry.
I'm
I thought that's who you're
I'm gonna smack
talk
you.
to.
I'm going to visit and interview
Zach.
Joe Nickel.
Oh, not Zach?
No.
I thought you were going to interview Zach.
I have no desire to interview Zach.
I
At
thought you
all.
wanted to do it.
No.
I thought you wanted to.
You do. You find him sexy. I don't know why, but I have no desire. No. So yeah, I'm gonna Joe Nickel from Skeptical Inquirer and Center for Inquiry. Big guy. If you watch paranormal programs that are more documentary type, not that unreality shit, and they have a skeptic on, usually that's Joe Nickel. And I contacted him, talked to him, and I have a chance to go up and interview him this weekend. So look for that. That'll be coming up because I'm gonna try and do a video interview and put it on our show. I think that's all I have coming up. You got anything?
And he'll be asking questions from both of us.
Yes. Yeah. You're gonna send me questions, and
Yeah.
we'll see.
Do they like tacos?
I might ask him that. I might. That'll be the last question, just in case he kicks me out.
Yeah, that'll be the last question.
But yeah. Anything coming up? You got anything coming up?
Right now, no.
You suck.
Right now, no. We're
You
trying
suck.
to get some
What
stuff
do you
going.
bring to this show?
I bring tacos.
I haven't seen any.
Tacos are delish.
We'll work on that. But like you said, we're gonna do live tapings from different places. Whenever we can get into a conference, an expo, Comic-Con, whatever, we're gonna do some filming, and then insert it into in the show so that we have something different to bring in. And yeah, I think that's it. I think.
I don't know. There's a couple locations I might go to. I mean, we all know the Queen Mary. You never know. Go somewhere else. We'll find
You
out.
should do that. The Queen Mary, I mean, most of the people that are probably watching this know what that is. So, just sneak on. Just sneak on and do some filming.
I always sneak on. I've never paid for that vessel either.
You know what? Attach one of them GoPro videos onto your shoulder and just sneak in at night and just be like, yo, alright, we're at the Queen Mary. Hold on a second. Shh, security guard. Okay, he's going. And then jump over the fence, run over.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we need. So when the prosecutor gets me, he goes, he gave us all evidence.
Yeah, there you go.
He did nothing. Just go here. Mind you, here's his accomplice.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like 3,000 miles away. I had nothing to do with it. No, we don't condone any trespassing at all.
Never.
Never. Anytime we talk about that,
That means
it's
I
just
gotta pay
joke.
for stuff now.
What?
That means I gotta pay for stuff now.
Yeah, that means we have to pay for this. Yeah, we have to pay for stuff. But you know what? It's an investment. Okay.
That's right.
It's not
in your children's future.
Yes, we are trying to bring you the best information from the rational perspective. We're giving you
From
insight.
each end of the country.
There you go. And we'll go from east to west and then meet in the middle. And sometimes you'll fly out here and sleep in my basement.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the basement is my whorehouse.
Yeah, that's yours when you're here. Just don't steal my furniture this time.
I sold it last time. You don't have furniture.
I know. I had to get new shit. You know how much of a pain in
My
the ass
fault.
it is?
People right across the street from your house.
Whatever. All right. I think we're good for our first hour show, and I have to edit some things out because you fucked up. But I think that's it.
Yes.
So,
This show brought to you by our favorite food, tacos
tacos and cheesesteaks.
and rum.
Definitely rum. I like the rum.
Yes. Moonshine.
Moonshine.
The illegal stuff.
Yes. The stuff we get from Bobby Tingle.
I know about moonshine because Bobby didn't drink any and neither did Kenny because I was too busy drinking it myself.
Whatever. Yeah.
I was drunk one. Remember, your wife had to take away my camera.
Yeah, and I took away everything else. I took the moonshine from you because you were drinking it too much.
It was delicious.
You don't even remember. You know how you know? Here you go, everybody. You know how you know Lou is drunk? Because he's smiling all the time. When he smiles,
Yes.
like that,
No, I don't do
he's
that laugh,
wasted.
but I do smile a lot.
You giggled. You totally giggled.
I'm a happy drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. You're funny. I have pictures too.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I'm a happy drunk, but I'm not violent and I'm not busting chops.
All right, that's good. Let's roll our ending.
You gotta give a shout out to our first show.
Oh, never. Go ahead. Who?
You go first.
Who?
To Bobby Tingle and to Ron Kunda.
Yes. Love them
And
guys.
to our buddy Mike in Kentucky, whose brother works at that awesome pizza place who gave us a 6-cheese pizza.
That was so yummy. That was.
I forget his brother's name, but you were awesome, dude. And I know you're on my Facebook.
Oh man. Hey, he was supposed to get me a shirt. Son of a bitch.
Ooh.
Mikey's brother. He came up to me when we were at Ron's party at the pig roast, and he said, "Hey, you like that shirt? Because remember the pizza shop shirt had a Yoda on it." And he's like, "Oh, you like that? I can get you one. I'll send it to you." I haven't gotten that.
I will get a hold of.
Give me my shirt.
No, send it to me.
No.
Because I did a shout out and I recognized you.
It's not. It's not.
He just
They don't
bitched
have
about
them
not
in your
getting shit.
size.
They have my size.
They don't have.
We have the same shirt size.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
What size are you?
I'm 2 times awesome.
You're 2 times XL. Bitch. Ugh. All right. I'm gonna roll the fucking theme. We have to figure out our theme music so I can put it in and roll it now.
Boom, you got the my iPod?
I don't want it now. Well, I gotta shut the video down.
No, wait.
Okay. This is gonna be a test run of our theme.
Let me see. So anyway, while you're talking.
Okay. Let's see. What else do I have going on? Give a shout out to a group that I'm in, the Skeptics in the Pub, Philly style.
I want to go to this one day when I go over there.
You should. I've been to one of their meetings, and the great thing is that they meet in a pub, which is awesome. So we drink beer and we talk about all kinds of topics with critical thinking and common sense, and it's really good, really intelligent conversation. I love it. Which, it actually stays intelligent even though people are getting drunk, which is awesome. I love it. Do you have the music?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I want to go to this thing.
Okay. Then this is going to be our ending music here, right?
Yes. Or the beginning, too. So, we want to thank you all for joining us on our real rough, but hopefully enjoyable show. Wish us the best because we're going to need it. Especially with Kenny, the white man can't dance. So, thank you again. Love you all. Peace.
Peace. Never stop learning.